So today we're going to be going over a few settings that I'd recommend changing on ChatGPT so that way you can get the most out of it and actually have some decent fun with it depending on what it is that you're doing. It doesn't all have to be so plain and simple and generic. You can easily upgrade it and make it more, in tune with who you are. So to begin, I'd recommend going down here and then clicking on your settings. Once in settings, you'd probably want to go to personalization. Now, once in personalization, this is where you can do and adjust most of the settings that we'll be doing today, if not all of them. So the first one I'd recommend changing is your base style and tone. If you leave it, in default, it's fine, but you're not going to get the most out of it, in my opinion. By setting the tone and style, you're going to get a different vibe with ChatGPT. So as you can see here, set the style and tone of how ChatGPT responds to you. This doesn't impact ChatGPT's capabilities. So you can have the default professional, friendly, candid, quirky, efficient, nerdy, or cynical. So, for our purposes, we can keep it professional and concise. Next, what you'd want to do, another thing you'd want to change, is your custom instructions. So, in my case, I'm working on a YouTube channel, so I have concise, no extra jargon, deep tech understanding helps me create SEO-friendly content to take a forward-thinking view. So this actually improves my things that it produces when I prompt it. So in your case, obviously put in your own custom instructions, but I recommend, adjusting it to something that you are doing. Or even if it's just for speaking to ChatGPT for fun, you can just say that it's for that. That way it understands what you're doing. The nickname is not necessary, and the occupation is not exactly necessary, but more about you. So by doing this and filling this out, by basically saying, for instance, whenever I say run my YouTube script prompt, use the following instructions, basically by doing this, it helps get a better understanding of who you are and then utilize that information with whatever you're prompting it. So now that it knows I'm a YouTuber for a tech channel, it'll know that, and it'll also have additional information that it can utilize whenever I ask for it. So for instance, I say here, whenever I say run my YouTube script prompt, use the following instructions. Write a YouTube video script with 10-second engaging hook, step-by-step breakdown, etc., etc. And you can adjust this accordingly with whatever it is that you're doing. So I always say keep it concise, beginner-friendly, SEO optimized, and you just basically tell it anything you feel it would need to know to help you get the most out of ChatGPT. Next, I'd recommend turning on memory mode. Unless you're discussing very sensitive topics, at that point I'd recommend going to the temporary chat up here. Otherwise, I'd recommend turning memory mode on. That way it can save memories, and it can use memories when responding to you. It can reference old chat history, which is also very useful. You can say, hey, in another chat I spoke about this, and it can actually utilize these memories if it has them saved. Finally, I would say turn on record mode because it also references record history. So let ChatGPT reference all previous recording transcripts and notes when responding. So if you're using record mode, it'll actually have this in the history as well, which is fantastic if you're speaking with ChatGPT. You can also toggle down to advanced. I would recommend having web search on because that's very useful whenever you're trying to get real-time information. And these other ones probably don't apply to you, but these are the ones that are pretty much necessary in my opinion. Also, connector search. This is also useful if you're using connectors such as other apps or third-party apps with your ChatGPT. But by having all of these on and adjusting your more about you and this this other information up here, including the tone just for your own little fun with it, you'll be getting the most out of ChatGPT with these simple little settings changes. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.